Ricky Bell just ran the ball in for Tampa Bay. They lead Chicago 6-0. Fourth and less than a yard. Otis is the fullback, a line behind Pizarkowicz.
Bet it goes to Otis.
You got it. He got there. Looks like he got there on the second try.
You're right. Second try, the second effort by Otis. Gave it to the horse, and he kind of plugged his way in there. Looks like he picked up the first down.
Well, that was a big play for both teams because this could really generate some excitement with the Jets if they held them. And the Cardinals, if they continue to make first downs. Let's see.
I don't know. It looked like they moved the ball back.
I don't know. They better measure. I know if I was out there, I'd insist on a measurement. I know what they've done, Sonny. They turned the ball.
Oh, yes,
look where the ball
did.
is. They turned the ball sideways.
They looked like they really moved it back about a yard.
That's unbelievable.
Jets take it over. Cardinals didn't get there.
How do you put a ball sideways?
You're not supposed to turn the ball in a situation like that, but what a crucial play that is. They can control the game because it's just the way you mark the ball has all together, whether it's a first down or first down the other way.
Who stopped the drive? The officials or the Jets?
What a marking, huh?
It's weird.
He marked the ball. He looked like he went across the line.
He definitely hit inside the 35.
Since when do you do this?
I thought he went across the line.
All of a sudden, now they're going to get technical and they're going to put it just the way the guy fell.
You've never seen that done before?
They make a measurement, 4,000 of them a year, and the ball is placed like that.
If you're on the side of the field, what do? They throw it back to the middle line and put it down.
That's right. Absolutely unbelievable.
That's a big break for the Jets.
It's going okay.
Oh yeah. I'm having fun. What happened to my?
With Sonny Jurgensen and Nick Bonaconte, this is Don Criqui back at Shea Stadium in New York. First quarter of play. Jets have just held on 4th and 1. They have the ball, but they trail St. Louis 7-0. Matt Robinson hands off to Kevin Long. And Long, accelerating nicely, gets close to 10 yards. He got the ball out across the Jet 46, knocked down by free safety Ken Stone of the Cardinals.
No, you don't teach a back that. I don't care what they say, Sonny. You don't teach a back how to find a hole and accelerate through it. They can take a guy in training camp and work with him for months at a time, but unless you have that instinct, you can't play that way.
Something that impresses me about watching the Jets here in the opening minutes of this first quarter is that they remind me of the old Cleveland Browns. They stay on their feet as an offensive line, they run through their blocks, and they allow that back to cut one way or the other.
Didn't Walt Michaels play with Cleveland a little?
Yes, he did.
10 years.
It's the first time I've spoken to him, too. He used to kill me.
You love linebackers, don't you?
Oh, I mean, like sitting next to you.
First and 10 now for the Jets. Here's the pitch back to Long. Good back block by Durking as Long gets ahead for 4 yards. Kevin Long was a 7th-round draft choice 2 years ago out of South Carolina. Ran out of that Houston Veer down there. Had to do some adjustment to make it as a pro running back. He's a 212-pounder. Doesn't have the great speed, but is very, very good at picking his holes and making the quick shift of feet, changing direction. He's got over 500 yards, and more importantly, is averaging over 5 yards a rush.
Boy, that's a mouthful, Don.
He has. He's been a big number for the Jets. Second down and 6 now for the Jets. Robinson fires up the middle, and Wesley Walker, the game breaker from California, takes it down to the 26-yard line. He's been the killer, averaging 25 yards a catch.
Same pass they threw earlier, this time to Walker, but look how quickly he sets up and delivers this ball. No hesitation, threw it in rhythm, found Walker open.
Now, Wesley Walker's incredible. How do you average 26.9 yards per catch? Now, that is absolutely sensational.
And both their wide receivers are averaging over 20. Gaffney's got over 20. So the Jets start to challenge now. They trail the Cardinals 7-0. Scott Durking, a power back, works hard and gets ahead for 4 or 5 yards. Kurt Allerman knocked him down. Allerman, one of the 11 Penn State linebackers in the NFL, local product from nearby New Jersey.
Nick, what do you do defensively when you're giving up like 192 yards a game against the rush? As a defensive signal caller, do you try to blitz a little more? Do you try to change things, slant, guess?
Pray more.
Pray more? That's a good answer.
Whatever will work, huh? Durking is hit very hard by Bob Pollard, the left end, number 82.
There has to be a lot of pressure on Bob Pollard. There's Detroit jumping out ahead of the Chargers 7-0 in the first. But Pollard, you know, in that trade from New Orleans when they had Dobler going down there and Harris, and then all of a sudden Pollard's brought in there for the pass rush, and I think he's done that part of it, but the rushing game is what's really killing the Cardinal defense.
Right now, Wesley Walker, the guy who caught that big gainer earlier, is wide to the left.
262.
Robinson takes a look, gets it away, but Jerome Barkin, the tight end, can't hold it. We might have a call, though, on Kurt Allerman, number 50, who was covering the tight end on coverage for the Cardinals.
Boy, does that kill you, Sonny? You make a defensive play like that?
I loved it as a quarterback. Take your hands off my receivers.
I think he had him. I think Alleman did have him. With one arm, I couldn't see, but it looked like it was wrapped around his waist. Let's hear it.
Pass interference, 50. Defense, first down.
See if we can pick it up here. Robinson hangs in there. You're looking at it from the end zone. See if you pick it up right at the bottom of your screen here. You see number 50. He's got his hands on him. I'll tell you something.
No.
Oh, I saw a little push off.
Sure was.
Well, the Jets got the penalty. They're 1st and 10 now, just outside the 10-yard line. End zone throw. Wesley Walker, too much on it. Robinson, the Jet quarterback, played collegiately at Georgia. He was on the bench most of the time because they ran the ball down there, and he came in only on passing situations. Came in as kind of an unknown commodity, other than they knew he had a strong arm. But it was almost beneficial to the Jets. They found they had 2 quarterbacks they can win with. When Richard Tye went down, Robinson has picked up beautifully.
His arm was a little too strong then because he had Walker open.
If anybody's gotten the break so far, it sure has been the Jets on the officials' calls.
It'll be 2nd and 10 now from the 12-yard line. Here comes the run, and Scott Durking carries the football. Doesn't get much. Cardinals run him out of bounds. Steve Niels, an outside linebacker, number 53, and Bob Pollard, number 82, combine on a hit, and that Dawson's been in a lot of plays. Middle guard. Giants moving quickly across the river.
I beg your pardon, what is that?
Very little respect being shown here, Sonny, to those Redskins. Pizarchik threw 43 yards to Jimmy Robinson, and the underdog Giants take a lead over a club they've beaten the last 3 times they played.
That was their game plan, to make him throw.
But unsuccessfully.
Yeah.
3rd and 8. Here's Robinson looking into the end zone. Up the middle. The ball is caught. It is not good for a touchdown nor for a first down, but it'll be close to the first down, about maybe a yard away.
Well, I think they'll go for the field goal this early in the game. They really have no choice.
Running back Bruce Harper caught the ball, and you're right. Here comes Pat Leahy.
All you have to do is go back to the Notre Dame game against Missouri, where they didn't go 6 times, had an opportunity to kick a field goal. They lost 3-0.
And the Jets have an excellent field goal kicker in Pat Leahy, a young man out of St. Louis University. From Augustinian High School in St. Louis, he has hit 12 of 14 field goals for the Jets, and the 2 he's missed have been outside the 50. Played on 3 NCAA soccer championship teams at St. Louis for the Billikens, and now he hits the field goal, and the Jets are on the board with their first 3 points. It is now a 7-3 game. The St. Louis Cardinals in the lead, and again the Jets will be kicking off to a man who's been most impressive for St. Louis, Willard Harrell. Boy, Danielson threw for another one. Detroit. Oh no, Fouts.
To Lydell Mitchell on a weak back short option. Beat the inside linebacker. all the way to the goal line. And we have a 7-7 game. Detroit, San Diego.
Please don't say that.
Yeah, 7-7.
Hello, this is Mike Lucci along with Ted Lindsay and the Detroit Red Wings off to a great start in the National Hockey League. Marvin Hughes producing.
He now leads with 58 points.
Yes, he does.
Pat Leahy has just put up 58 points for the season. He is the leading scorer in the NFL. It's a 7-3 game. St. Louis leads. Here is the kickoff. This time Jim Childs takes the ball downfield, crosses the 20-yard line. A rookie out of Cal Poly gets it out to the 26, and the Cardinals go on offense. And here comes Pizarkowicz in the offense out. Blake Whitlatch was the tackler for the Jets.
Make that 7 apiece. Fouts to Lydell Mitchell, 55-yard touchdown pass. That has to be the weak back short option where the back comes out of the backfield, right? Beats the linebacker. Would you
He
say
does it
Sonny?
as well as
I'll buy
anyone.
that. I'll accept that.
What does that mean?
So
Sonny doesn't know.
sound like you got beat on one of those, Nick. You remember that?
More than once.
Pizarczyk, home run ball. Neil Gray. He has it. Oh, he lost the football. Pizarczyk just put the ball on the money as well as anybody's ever gone at that distance.
I'm going to tell you something. He makes a perfect throw here. And I will have to say that I think Mel Gray is looking into the sun. He's looking right back into the sun. And after the play, he takes a look back upstairs at it. But he should have hit the football.
Another factor is, Sonny, that ball comes down weighing about 15 pounds from that high up. But he was looking into the sun. That's absolutely correct, and it's probably the factor that resulted in his dropping the ball. 2nd and 10. Chandler, the tight end, switches over strong to the left. Pizarkowicz goes to the draw to Wayne Morris. It worked before, and Wayne Morris breaks ahead, is upended as he crosses the 35. He's going to be about a yard short of a first down. He's played good football here.
Well, that offensive line again, it's a draw play, and they're just out-rooting everybody. There's Steve making a block. Nice cutback by Morris. You know, one thing he does do, he does go north and south pretty well, which is important.
I tell you, I've seen him play a lot of times. I've never seen a back except maybe Haskell Standback that takes as much punishment as he does.
Well, his legs are kicking, his arms are flailing. They're close to a first.
Jess Phillips from Michigan State was the, oh my God, he used to run straight up into a brick wall. Here comes Jim Otis ahead for a first down for the Cardinals out to the 42-yard line. So St. Louis gets the second down draw play to get close to a first down. Then Otis subsequently takes it ahead for the first down.
You know what I like, Sonny? At least we know that Pizarkowicz isn't going to hand the ball off all afternoon. He can't put the ball in the air. Talking to Jim Hart, Hart says he can throw the football, but the problem is his inexperience. He can't read the defenses.
Difficult situation for him to come into the, must type of win.
Pizarkowicz a lot like Hart. He doesn't have a lot of mobility, the very strong arm, as Otis carries for 5 of penalty markers thrown in.
Guess what we're going to have here?
What happens when they throw the flag at a lineman?
On the lineman?
And it hits him in the back.
The ultimate insult. A hold is signaled against the Cardinals.
Well, you can actually another break for the Jets because the Cardinals are moving the football on the ground, but here a holding penalty. So now you have a situation where they don't want Pizarkowicz to throw the ball that much. So you're looking at a draw or a screen, I think, right now, Sonny.
Holding 51. Offense, first down.
Tom Brahaney, the center, is called for the hold.
Let's see, that's Chandler making a block on Buttle. I don't know, it looked like a good shove to me.
You're not allowed to on running plays.
1st and 20 for the Cardinals. Ball at their 32.
Whoa.
There is a major league hit by Larry Pillars, number 76, the left end.
He just defeated the block, Don. He just came inside of the block of Roman. Got the handoff. Strange calls. First and very long.
Not today, it's not.
A handoff.
Now I look for the screen pass. Second down and long. Let's see.
You know, the Cardinals come into the game as the third-ranked pass team in the NFC, even though they lost all 7 previous games. So the pass has been most of their offense. They got to go to the run with the inexperienced quarterback, and this time they're reading Wayne Morris all the way. Joe Klecko, the right tackle, knocks him down.
The success of the draw is only determined by how you throw the football. You just can't continue to run a draw play unless you're going back and throwing the football some, because just like you said, Don, they're starting to look for it.
That's Jergy's theorem.